Let me use the last 5 minutes, okay?
Yes,
to you wanted to make a oh, it's okay.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay. So let's deal with the
he doesn't have
the
the
issues
right
of the coming out of the referendum debate.
Very well.
And I know that there's a situation which has arisen over the last 2 hours in which your colleague Ras Mubarak was whipped into line to conform to the position of the party that he represents in Parliament, right?
Yes.
That action in itself speaks volumes about why the argument is being made by the no campaigners that partisanship also tends to breed that sort of whipping people into line and towing a partisanship stance that does not necessarily consolidate democracy.
Now, it's a yes and no to your question. Ras Mubarak is not an independent member of parliament. Indeed, the constitutional arrangement is that if you become an independent, if you are elected to parliament as an independent candidate and you decide to join a political party, you resign. And also when you are elected on a ticket of a political party and you come to parliament, you decide to have a mind of your own, to act like an independent candidate, you resign. Do you understand my point? So the issues that the NDC is considering in this matter, it's not about private opinions. It's about the opinion, it's about the policy position of the party.
So the position of the collective.
Exactly. The collective interest. We are saying we are for the election of MMDCs, but don't introduce multi-partyism. If you introduce multi-partyism, you are introducing partisanship. And when you introduce partisanship at that local level, we are unable to even deal with the demerits of partisanship at the national level. Now, what are we saying? We are saying that even government gave us the assurance that as some of the consequential amendments in the constitution that must be effected, they will do so in addition to Article 243. As we speak, they brought a memo to Parliament seeking only to amend Article 243. What happens to the amendment in Article 242, for instance? Article 246, Article 247, Article 248, and other consequential amendments in other existing legislations of Parliament? They are so adamant. So, for instance, when an article in the Constitution says that the president has the power to fire a DCE, and you are seeking to amend only the one that says that a DCE, instead of being appointed, will be elected. So when we elect a DCE, president can fire him tomorrow. So bring a compendium of a bill
to be in consonance,
or bring a bill that has a compendium of all these amendments. You are adamant, you don't care. And we have learned from the NPP, this present NPP. We agree on a lot of things. As soon as they get the opportunity, they go and do the contrary. You know, so we are saying that once they gave us the assurance, and we are getting to a stage where they have not demonstrated by bringing a bill that contains the amendment of other articles in the Constitution, they are not. It means that we cannot trust them in this matter. And so we fear that even if we help them, even if we agree to amend the Article 243 to make the election of DCEs, they will renege and go and they'll bastardize the system.
So the position of the NDC, even though it's of the collective, is also because of a lack of trust you seem to have.
Yes, because by the conduct of the executive, by the NPP government, we can't trust.
When did you detect this lack of distrust? When we're told, based on a press conference that was organized by the General Secretary of the party, John Boydu.
Yes.
And even now...
Let me ask John Boydu, have they taken steps to amend Article 246?
For which you've raised concerns about?
Yes. Article 247, Article 248. In fact, there's a procedure for the removal of a member of parliament or a vacancy for a member of parliament, there are certain scenarios captured under Article 97. They ought to be bringing amendment to establish a similar procedure for creation of vacancy.
And so because of those lack of assurances from the MPP and the Yes campaign.
Assurances now, they are not demonstrating. There's no demonstration of commitment towards doing those things. So we simply cannot trust the MPP in this matter.
But
at all.
At the end of the day, we're told that if you look at the merits as being enumerated by the Yes campaigners, smaller parties like yourself, PNC, then you could have a certain foothold at the local
in their
level.
strongholds.
If they have a stronghold.
That is to speak out of ignorance of what pertains on the local grounds. And I'm surprised that so I had to be watching the screen as I was.
Oh, you mean on the screen you put a yes?
Yes, I saw that you said we said yes. We never said yes, because from day one, unlike the NDC that changed their position, we have held consistently that the referendum is a no for us. And indeed, what we have said is that the election of the MMDCs, we support the election of the MMDCs. But we don't think that electing the MMDCs should be done on the basis of the political
So
party.
yes, you want MMDCs election.
Elected. And that election...
But no for it to be...
partisan. So we don't support political parties going to file candidates for instance, even the MMDCs. Let the people go out there and contest on their own, which is independent of saying that parties should participate in the process. The second important thing that we have raised, time without number, is that when you listen to IDEC, the executive director of IDEC is calling for consensus, at a time when IDEC has declared for yes.
Not only him, H. Kwesi Prempeh of CDD Ghana.
When you have declared for yes, what consensus are you calling for? You have taken sides. CDD, they have taken sides. Other individuals and groups have also taken sides. They are going for no. So where is the consensus that you are talking about? When you have publicly gone out there to tell people that go for yes, but let's build consensus. How is that possible?
Consensus for yes.
Consensus for no, because the ramifications for us as a small political parties, and I've insisted time without number, the processes are expensive, they consume a lot of cash, above all they consume a lot of time. Look, if you take, what I say is that you are going to restructure your party organogram, because currently we don't have unit committee executives.
In our constitution.
We don't have electoral area executives. We have polling station executives. We have constituency executives. We have regional executives and what have you. No party has electoral area executives, and no party has unit committee executives. With this introduction, what it means is that we have to restructure our organograms to include electoral area executives and unit committee executives. What that means is that at any point in time when there is going to be local level elections, the executives at the unit committee will then have to conduct primaries.
And it's attendant.
And you understand what primaries means. The logistics involved by the individual, by the party.
For delegates.
Before you end up with the delegates taking a decision as to who they want to represent. And
the
even the quality.
In that small electoral area.
In every unit committee. Before you now go to the electoral area.
So your argument is that we're even going to make it more expensive.
More expensive.
Create more acrimony.
It's going to be more dangerous and devastating. There are communities that have devised their own ways. Electoral areas have cut across communities. Sometimes different traditional settings come together to play an electoral role. And I cite two examples for you. We have Kaluri, Somatugu, Nyembale electoral area. And Nyembale is a town of its own. Somatigu is a suburb of Sankana. Kaluri is a town of its own. Yet, because of proximity, they belong to one electoral area. So what they have done is that, look, this period, you are from Kaluri, so
rotational basis.
You get an assembly member. After a certain period, it goes
agreed to on their own.
Yes, this is their local agreement. So even minority interest is represented. They are able to evolve their own local understanding to get represented. Yes, to get represented at the assembly. When you bring in political party participation, how are you going to ensure that such compromises are done? And above all,
it's a great debate.
You are going to influence mega corruption at the assembly.
Hey.
Oh yes, because why? When an assembly member is elected, after spending all the monies and resources, and he goes or she goes and she's not being paid, how do you expect the person to recoup?
Because the position is not remunerated.
You understand? And the final point, even those who are MMDCEs today, people worked for their various political parties, for instance, in the hope that they will be appointed to become DCEs. Not so. Then you come and say that go and elect. The people will begin to ask questions. So if I cannot become a member of parliament, I cannot become a minister. And my only hope is that I could have been appointed into a DCE. And now you are taking away that away too from us. What else will the party boys get?
But you will be taken away anyway, even if it's not for debate.
It also means that
Roxy Nelson,
the parties will have to fashion.
Nelson is a legal practitioner.
It also means
and then
that
also
the
member of parliament for North
many
Dine.
manifestos.
Yes.
For all the various electorate.
Really?
Yes, of course.
I should be able to design manifesto.
This election is
Bernard Mona, chairman, PNC. It's a yes for the PNC for the election of MMDCs, but a no for it to be partisan.
That is not a referendum issue.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That is not
no,
a referendum.
I do know that. I understand that.
So the referendum is a big no.
No. It's no.
Let's take a break. When we come back, Mamavi Osuabuaje will be hosting the winners of the KIC Agritech Challenge. And you know, the K represents Cosmos. And Cosmos has been very much innovative in this. And through it all, Cosmos Energy. And so we have two elected representatives of Ice Scarecrow and Project. You know, using technology to improve agriculture and its value chain. Stay with us. The discussion coming up.
Tokenism.